Police say the hunt is on for suspects behind two separate shootings in KwaZulu-Natal this weekend. In one incident, 7 people were shot and killed at a tuck shop in Savannah Park, while 5 people were gunned down in Dassenhoek. This brings the total death toll to 12. For more on this, eNCA reporter Lethiwe Mdluli joins us now. Lethiwe, thanks so much for following this story for us. What's been the reaction from the victims' families? Did you get to speak to any of them?
Well, we've spoken to some of the victims' families today. It's quite a very sad situation. The families are devastated, and they were telling us that they're even fearing for their lives since this has happened. We have found out from the police that yesterday 3 men approached a tuck shop in Savannah Park around 7:30 in the afternoon, and then they opened fire at that tuck shop. There were people inside, including patrons, and the police are saying that they are thinking that there was an intended person for this, but when the suspects arrived at the tuck shop, they just opened fire, and some people were caught in the crossfire. While speaking to the families, they did say that they do not know the motive behind this. And then they were telling us that Savannah Park is actually a very quiet area. They've never heard of anything like this or have had anything like this happen before in that area. The families that we spoke to, including the Mzobe family, who lost 4 family members, including the owner of the tuck shop, his nephew, and also his 2 extended family members, were saying that the family is devastated. They didn't even have any words when we were speaking to them earlier on today. While speaking to the family's spokesperson, who's also lost a son in this ordeal, Ruth Mzobe, and her sister, they did share some of their feelings with us, and she did say that they're fearing for their lives at the moment because they do not know who these people are. While speaking to them earlier on, this is what they had to say.
Angizange ngilale mina ngoba manje bese ngisaba mangizokuduma imoto la phezulu ngazi noma beza la ekhaya futhi manje laba bantu uyabona ngoba ukuthi awukube asazi ukuthi lempi iqhamukapi kwenzakaleni asazi thina kodwa nje sikwazi ukuthi babulala abantu baNkulunkulu abanganadlame enhlobo
silahlekile ngane mangifuna uqamba amanga kuyimanje nje sazoqalaphi siciniphi ngempela siyacizelela emaphoyiseni ekakhulu aseMerine Hill awayibandi siyakhala kakhulu asulithuli usizo lwanele asulithuli.
Lethiwe, we believe that the shooting at Dassenhoek was the result of a robbery gone wrong. Can you give us a little bit more detail?
Well, overall, 12 people have lost their lives in just 1 week, and actually in one night. And Dassenhoek and Savannah Park are actually not so far apart. There are townships within the Marion Hill area. And when we were speaking to the police earlier on, they did share that after the shooting in Savannah Park, they then heard of another shooting that took place in Dassenhoek, and they do believe that there was a robbery. The commissioner here in KZN, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, did share that they have investigated, and what they have found out about that shooting is that one suspect actually went into a house in Dassenhoek, and they found 5 people in that house. They tried to rob them, but that was unsuccessful. And he then ran away. He went back to his home, and he then gathered a few friends. They went back, and when they went back, they shot and killed the 5 people that were inside that house. Those people are not related. We have found it out, but they were renting the house that they were living in. The police commissioner is saying that so far they have not arrested anyone. But of course, the families, as you heard, were pleading with the police to do those investigations and find those people because they do not feel safe. When we were in Dassenhoek a bit earlier on with the MEC and the police commissioner, they did share that there are a lot of guns out there, and they are now trying to formulate a plan where they can deal with all this crime that is currently taking place. Of course, this is the second shooting in less than 2 weeks. You'd remember that in Pietermaritzburg 2 weeks ago in Sweetwaters, 5 people were killed at a tavern, and my colleague Dasentatha was there. We spoke to the commissioner as well. They reacted to the shooting. Of course, there have been people that have been arrested for that shooting, but for this one, the most recent one, with 12 people died both in Savannah Park and Dasenhoek, no one has been arrested. But while I was speaking to the commissioner earlier on, just getting more information about these two separate incidents, this is what he had to say to me.
It's a second shooting in 2 weeks, as you say, but it's a second shooting in the same evening in the same area. 7 people died here. Not far from here, another 5 people died in another shooting incident. It's all firearms. It's all firearms, which shows us that there's really a problem with regard to the access to firearms in our country, especially in KZN, the province. There are many causative factors that we need to look at that makes people to be this angry, and people that end up resulting into violence of this nature. So and we've been engaging with the executive and different role players in order to try and find answers. But it is concerning for us as law enforcement.
Thank you very much. That was eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli covering that story for us.